Lakers-fandom.
All right. Let's wait to see if some people show up. Hello, Laker fans. Hello, hello. How you doing? Hello. If you're watching me from Facebook, I don't know if you can or Facebook is able to give you an area to comment. If it doesn't, try to see if you can get Perspective Log X Lakers-fandom on YouTube. That's where you can make comments. Unfortunately, because Periscope kind of died, my friends in Twitter can't join us. So my dog is acting up. Bullet. Shh. No. So it's been 2 minutes. It's almost 3 minutes now. I don't want to take too much time. So, Perspective Log, Lakers-fandom. Here we are in a game after that devastating and humiliating loss against pretty much the worst team in the NBA. They do have a better team they used to have with Edwards on the roster. They still have to make some adjustments, but the Lakers were really cold on Friday. I didn't see the game. I was playing music. I was playing the bass in an activity at my church, so I didn't get to see any of the game, and I'm kind of glad because for all of you that actually had to watch this game, it probably was devastating. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel so you can see all the content that I do. If you're a Lakers fan, this is a good channel for you because that's all we talk about, Lakers. All right, so I got some stats, but before we gotta say that the Lakers needed this win, and some things. I don't know what if Basement was not doing well. I don't know. You never know the internal struggles that players can have. Sometimes we attribute it to coach bad selection when they do the rotations, but the fact of the matter is, I don't know. If it was Frank Vogel decision, I don't think it was the best, though we won. So I'm not going to be too hard on anybody here. We won 114 to 106. I'm looking at my blog, and there was I said I put 241. That would have been amazing if it was 241 instead of 200. I mean 141 instead of 114. Obviously 241 would have been too much, but I would have taken. But it's 114 to 106. There was 6 Lakers in double figure. The only one who wasn't in double figure from the starting lineup was Avery Bradley, and he had 1 assist, 4 rebounds. All his impact was on the defensive end. And but still, you gotta figure at a certain point that Avery Bradley might be better coming from the bench. I don't know. He's got these spurs where he can actually can score 20 points or more. Those are not the usual, though. So AD had, what was AD's? 34 points, 6 assists, and 15 rebounds. So I think this is the second game. The other one was 34 or 32. I don't know. Hey, yeah. AC from LA Sports Live. Nice to see you. THT had 17 points, 1 assist and 4 rebounds. He was the highest scorer after AD. Carmelo had 15, 5 rebounds. And Ross, 14, 7 assists, and 11 rebounds. So, right out of the bat, THT added 17 points. I want to see how a backcourt, a 1, 2, and 3 between Ross, Reeves and THT, and then having LeBron and AD on the front court, right? That's going to be interesting. How do you see that? That's going to be an interesting thing. The Lakers scored. Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, 15 of from 3-point line versus 16 of 36 from the Spurs, the San Antonio Spurs. 15 threes. And I saw Ellington, I saw Carmelo, I think Monk scored a 3, I don't remember. I know Ross scored a few like, I don't know, like 3, maybe more. Bench points, they had more bench points, 40 to 34. Fast break points, we did 11 points versus 16. Points in the paint, 42 versus 38. We were even in assists and steals. They got a little bit better than us, 9-6. In blocks, we had 5s. They had 2. And we got less turnovers than them. 1 less. They got 15. We got 14. Fouls, they fouled more, just by 1, 17 to 16. So our defense is looking a little bit better, and that's one of the things I take from the game. 3-pointers, even though they made more 3-pointers than us. They made 16, we made 15. But because we only threw 31 to 36, we got 48% versus 46. Both have a 0.4 on the side. So, free throws, we did better, 70. We got 13, they got 10. So defense, I like the defense. Still needs to get a little bit better, but that if we get Ariza back, and also if we get Kendrick Nunn back. Kendrick Nunn is a good defender, so we have some defenders. Now with Taylor Horton Tucker on the floor, we're probably gonna be better defensively too. So defense is starting looking like something that is gonna be make it a lot more uncomfortable for other teams to score, which is, always what the defense is trying to do. If it's either make it more difficult or pretty much impossible. Aside from that, one of the things that I like is, even though, like I said before, our 3-point shooting was good enough to uh, keep us not falling down when we were down, and keep us ahead, even if it was by 1 or 2 points on the after droughts of scoring, which happened again. Um, you know, even though we have a lot of firepower, um, um, and one thing I wanted to say, even when even when Melo is not hitting threes, he find his way to impact the game, even if it's with mid ranges and probably long range shots that are just 2 point shots. But that's okay, because that's one of the things that we were lacking: a scorer, a pure scorer that could take over when LeBron is not on the court. And I think that's what Carmelo Anthony makes. That's makes it really, really fearsome. You know, the Lakers, when they get back to being well. Um, I heard I don't know if you saw that interview with Jake, or those commentaries by JJ Redick, saying that we're still too early to know that if Golden State was gonna be what it is right now, the top team. I don't think they still have one loss, so you know, I don't know what to think about them. I knew they were gonna be good, and I knew they were conference finals good. I mentioned it to some people. Just watching the preseason, watching how that team could play against pretty much anybody without Steph Curry showing, and now with Steph, they are they are looking pretty good, right? But I think if the Lakers get healthy, it's gonna be a difficult team to beat, because if they get better defensively, and they are going to find the rhythm offensively. It's too many good players with too much experience in the way. The problem with veterans teams is always the health. So they are not trying to get to first place. They are trying to get to the playoffs, and then in the playoffs turn on the heat. And but I think they should have some of the younger guys having a big role during the season, because not only helps for experience, but it also will help if they gotta face the playoffs and also the finals. I know people is trying to count out the Lakers for the finals, but I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to take down the Lakers on the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. And though they are losing one, winning one, but The ones that they are losing is mainly because they can't run, you know, or defense hasn't been good enough to help them run. If they can run, that's where the Lakers are going to be really difficult to beat. For them to run effectively, though, 44 minutes of game, they have to beat everybody in and being better. I wanna get to a point, you know, that they can give big, you know, they can give us games with big leads all the way down to the end, so we can see Boya and some of the other guys that I haven't been even showing there. And got a question. Was DeAndre Jordan not well? Like, is he injured too? Well, so this is what we got. We got THD back. He scored 17 points right out of the bat. It's going to be important. His development is going to be important. Reeves is going to be important because it's going to give us something that people, in the case of THD, people might expect it, but in the case of Reeves, nobody really expected that. He's a 3-point threat. They know it. And while Taylor Horton Tucker's 3-pointers are not as good as we want them to, he could, you know, try a few 3-point shots. He probably will connect some of those. And you know, it's that's what I got for you, right? No questions. Right. Next game. Before I go, next game is going to be against the Bulls. It's not going to be an easy game, but it's a game where you have guys that are really quick, really good players. There's many of them that are good. And we know Caruso. Caruso knows the Lakers. Lonzo Ball knows the Lakers. And they are good defensive players, both of them. So our backcourt is going to have to find ways to shoot that basket. We'll probably get the tallest version of the Lakers there. But if we don't, one thing that we can have is DeMar DeRozan guarding Taylor Horton Tucker and vice versa. You know, some things that might happen there is that DeMar DeRozan get Taylor Horton Tucker in troubles, or that Taylor Horton Tucker is turn on the defensive side of him and make DeMar DeRozan's life very difficult. In the case they can do a 5-out like Golden State, so they have to watch out for that. They might have a certain point to have Carmelo as center. Though Dwight is pretty quick and he's got pretty good footing, and Dwight is one of those centers that have a really good lateral movement, so he can guard even forwards, and that's a skill that is pretty good in the NBA today. And one of the reasons he is, after all these years, still relevant and still he can play high capacity game, it's because he can still do the things he have done always, right? And he still can jump high. You can get lows to him. I seen him driving. It's not something he does that much, but I seen driving in. He doesn't like to do pick and rolls that much, but when he does, he's really effective. And so that's the thing with Dwight. I mean, he's still a very effective player, a player that people don't give him credit for how good he is, but they pay for it. They pay for it sometimes because they don't realize he can score, and he can out rebound a lot of people. So what I predict, it's not gonna be an easy game for the Lakers, but there's a factor. If Taylor Horton Tucker is gonna play, he might become a factor for that game because he can get people in foul troubles when he's driving in. He's still kind of getting his feet wet, so to speak. He's still 20, but man, he is NBA. He is, an NBA guy. That's why they offer him the contract he got, and he can be. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a star because he's got all the qualities. He just have to fine tune what he's got, and he could be a star even in this team. Because remember, by the time he's 24 or something like that, LeBron might be in his last season, right? And I'm talking, he's 20 now, so I'm talking 4 years from now. And I know LeBron wants to play until Bronny James get to the NBA. So yeah, I mean, and that's it. That's it for today. Thank you for being here. I want to thank my friend from LA Sports Live, AC. Check out his channel. A lot of good stuff there. All right. So take care of each other and yourself, and may God bless you. Go Lakers. Bye-bye.